Hi Nisha, I am this is a first video about a response to your the video that you posted for me. I've reviewed it and I commented, and now I'm going to do explain a little bit more in this video form. First one, I'm going to talk about the skipping through the forest, which sounded really good. Great. You've completely fixed that part where you're supposed to be skipping. It sounds really good, and also it's very smooth. And you've even added the dynamics to it, which is wonderful. And I was thinking, now it seems like you could definitely go faster. So my suggestion was to go pick a faster tempo. I forgot what I wrote. Maybe like you were playing at 80, I think, and I think I wrote saying anything above 88. And let's see what it sounds like at 100. So it sounds much more like a vivace, and and I have a feeling that you might find it a little bit easier to play when it's a little bit faster, because it gives you that momentum to get through all of the A major scale that you have to do with the addition of that the hiccuping or the skipping throughout. So try that. That was 100, and I think it gives it a really good character. Besides that, I think it's all good. I did notice a little bit how your fingers were a little bit flat. You might want to raise it up a little bit. If you need to sit up higher, do. That will help you get your knuckles higher. So that's that for skipping through the forest. It'll be a good exercise for you to try to play faster. Once you know the material, the rest is, it's sort of like Hanon, how you learn the notes first and then you practice so that you could go faster and more, with more better agility. So I think it serves a very good exercise. So so that's that. And let's go to the In the Camps of the Gypsies. So, yes, the right hand sounded great. You played the right hand, left hand, and then both hands. Right hand, good, very good. And I actually like the sound of your piano. It has an old piano sound. It reminds me a little bit of the old Bechstein upright piano that they used to make. I remember my friend had it many years ago. She had an upright Bechstein in Australia, and it sounded similar to that. And it's like an old world piano. Hers was built at the beginning of the 1900s, not the 1900s, and it had a similar sound. It's really nice, and especially your piano sounds great in this part. That sounds really good. It's almost like it has a good like a old steel sound. I think it sounds more like a bell. So I thought that was a really nice addition. I was not expecting it to sound so nice. So yes, your grace note sounded great. That's how you want it to be, and you can just imagine these are the bells that the gypsies probably wore on the wrists and the ankles when they danced, or maybe around the heads. So you want the jingling sound, and so you've got the grace notes, and all the right hand staccatos were good, and the fingering was very good, and all the fast passages through the second page, and you did very good. That sounded great. And and the right hand you played up to there. Yes, all good. And then the left hand, you manage all the hard parts where the left hand has to move a lot. And those are the 4 measures, or how many measures? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 measures, I guess. Yes, that's worth practicing all by itself. 2, 1, 2. yeah, so do pull that out and practice by itself. And then, you know, the second page, the left hand has those are the four kinds of the left hand. I'm just truncating it. I'm not playing as many as they're supposed to be. So you can play them back to back, like first version, that one, and that one, and the next one is, and then it changes. So I guess there's a few more. Yeah, those are all the chord progression. Or, you know, play each one a little bit longer. But the first one, you know, this is easy. You don't have to do so many. Okay, next one gets a little bit trickier. Easy. The black keys are always a little bit tricky. Fine. Next one. And these are probably a little tricky because you have to, you know, position them correctly. And the rest are fairly easy because it's a 5-finger position. So those are some of the left hands that you can, you know, continue working on. And I noticed that when you were playing both hands, the left hand became a little bit inaccurate. You were playing the same chord, basically, but in a different arrangement. It sounds fine, but that's not what is written on the book. And the reason why you probably wind up playing a different version of it is because otherwise the left hand has to jump around a lot more. So once you practice more on the left hand and you're able to, you know, like whip them out whenever, and you're so familiar with each of those hand positions, you don't have to think much, then your left hand will do fine once you play right and the left hand together. So let me just play. I will play up until that part. I will start from the beginning, and actually I had a suggestion for the tempo as well. I wrote on the notes that you might want to start practicing with the metronome so that you know what your tempo is at. When you're playing the right hand, you started fairly slow, and towards the end of the end of the segment, the part that you're practicing, it started to get quite a bit faster, especially on page 2. So you want to be able to, you know, have a steady tempo running throughout so that you know you basically have better control of the tempo. So I think I wrote like somewhere for every 8th note. This is for the 8th note. Like 126, 132. I will play at 132 right now. Just basically the first 2 pages. 1, 2. It's 1 and 2 and. you already know. So this is just to have you help you have a better idea how what the left hand is doing while the right hand is playing. Just as you know, these songs are always very right hand dominated. The right hand plays a melody line. Right hand is really the main character, and the left hand is just nothing more than supporting. So, as piano players, you always, wind up playing pieces where you're going to be listening more to the right hand, and left hand it's hard to listen to two parts at the same time, the right hand and the left hand. So, the left hand, you're playing the right chords, just that they're the not the correct notes. It's just really a very slight difference. But as you practice the left hand more with the suggested metronome tempo 126 or 132, you will definitely be able to hit it right as you are playing along with the right hand. So it should be fine. So just now I played with a little bit dynamics because I just saw it on the page. So yeah, it's a lovely piece. It goes really well with your own piano at home. So yeah, it sounds great. So keep on working. Try the metronome, and yeah. And I think you're almost, maybe next week let's work on the next part where it goes into the F major, the middle part. That part. It's the rhythm